everyone, Tina here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I'm so glad you're joining me for another 5 Easy Step card. Today we are making a birthday card, and we're going to break out the Glimmer hot foil system. The die set that I'm using and then the hot foil plate that I'm using could be switched out for any kind of greeting, or any kind of bird die that you have would work great. I fell in love with this cute little bird here. Ain't he cute? With a little party hat. This is the Fountain Wishes die set. This is a continuation of a collection. I believe the collection was called Happy Hour, and this is like a continuation of it. This is called Happier Hour. I don't think there could be a happier hour, but it's an awful cute name. And so this collection is part of it. It has a cute little sundae cup that you can customize, or a milkshake cup, however, a fountain cup, I should say. That is just adorable. And normally I make the sweet cards, but today the bird just caught my eye and I thought we'd make a birthday card with this. All three of these are part of the Happier Hour collection. For my home panel, I'm going to be using the linear touch rectangles and tag die set. I love die sets like this because it adds so much extra to your cards for home panels and for backgrounds. So we're going to jump in and get started with step number 1. We're going to create our focal image, and again, it's that cute little bird. I have everything die cut out. I die cut out all the elements for my bird, which is of course the bird, the balloon, and the balloon string. What I love is the eyepieces. Okay, watch the magic happen. I love this. It's all in the details. That's what I say. Okay, first we're gonna take this little black piece and then this little white piece. They're like half circles. I'm gonna add some glue behind it, and we're just gonna layer the black with the white. Just like that. Now before we add the eye to the bird, we're gonna add a beak. Now the die set does come with the beak, but I happen to have lost it. I don't know what I did with it. It's a small die. So I'm going to improvise, and I die cut out the candle wick with orange cardstock. We're just going to add a little glue and I'm going to chop off the bottom of the candle, and we're going to improvise until I can find it. And then I can just go ahead and layer this. I don't know how it's going to look. I'm hoping it's going to look okay. Yeah, I think it worked out great. So if you ever lose your beak, use the candle wick. Okay, I'm going to add some glue behind here. And then we're going to add the eyepiece. And I just love this because I love that there is white and then black on the eye, because that just adds so much detail to the little birdie eye. It really does. And it took no time to assemble. That's what I love too. Okay, we're going to add a little dimension to our bird feather layer. There's debossed area, so you know where to put it too. And I do want to mention that there is also a cheek. The cheek is attached to the wing. Okay, but I'm just going to use a Copic marker and color it in. I'm going to use my infamous RV10 to add a little rosiness to my little bird's cheek. It looks dark now, but the alcohol will pull back, it'll dry, and it'll be nice and pink. Now I put a little glue on the feet of our bird, and we can add those to him. Now we're going to add the party hat. The party hat, we are going to add the streamers, and which I die cut out with gold glitter. Okay, and then we're going to add this little party hat here right over the top. And then we're almost done. I'm going to go ahead and add a little glue to the base of our balloon, and then we can add the string, which I die cut out with gold glitter cardstock. I used the gold glitter cardstock in the Treasured cardstock pack. I'll link that down below. It's not, the price point on it's great, and it has a variety of gold in it. And I'm not going to attach the balloon to my bird. He's going to be holding it with his beak. I'm not going to attach it just yet because I don't know where I'm going to put it. But that is my focal point. Now we're going to move along to step number 2 and create our home panel. That is where our linear touch rectangles and tag die set will come in. Okay, I'm going to create a frame using the smallest 2 rectangles. I'll just bring in some white cardstock, and then I'm also going to create a backing for my frame. I did go ahead and put foam tape behind my frame. I'm just going to remove the release paper, and then we're going to add this to the background. This is one of those cards where you could easily turn it into a shaker, but sometimes I just like the depth of a frame on a background. I think it just adds something extra. But again, you could easily turn this into a shaker. And that's going to be my home panel. Okay, we're going to move along to step number 3 and create our sentiment next. We're going to be using the Fountain Wishes sentiments. This is a BetterPress plate, but it foils beautifully. That's what I love about Spellbinders BetterPress plates. They foil nicely. Since we have gold glitter, I thought we would foil with some gold. Okay, I'm just going to wait for my machine to heat up, and then we'll do a little foiling with this. The die is one piece too, which is really nice. I'm going to be using some Spellbinders, just regular gold foil. I've had this one forever. In fact, I'm almost out. I'm going to trim down a small piece. Okay, my timer just went off, so when this stops flashing, then we can finish our foiling here. Okay, my timer quit flashing, so I'm going to add my foil face down. My cardstock, I'm just using my heavyweight 120-pound cardstock that I use for my card bases. And then I'll add my shim and my top plate, and I will run this through my die cut machine. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look. Look how beautiful that foiled. Just gorgeous. I just forgot how beautiful foiling is, but I'm going to go ahead and set this aside to cool, and that's all the foiling we're going to do. I am going to take the die and we will cut out our greeting. I'll be right back. Okay, we have all of our greetings die foiled and die cut, and I'm going to use the greeting that says, "A little birdie told me it's your birthday." And I'm going to go ahead and add some small foam squares and place this on the bottom. And I think what I'm going to do is bring in some green cardstock, and I'm going to create a hill. I need a landing area for my bird. So let's see if we can just add this right below our greeting. There we go. This way our bird's kind of landed, because I want him to be in the middle. Lots of greetings left over, which is really nice. Now we're going to move along to step number 4 and create our background. For my background today, I am going to take our rectangle die set again, and then there's a tag in here, and I'm going to die cut out my tag with some oranges and greens and some teals. So I have 2 teals, I have 2 oranges and 1 green, and we're going to fill in an A2 panel of Spellbinders Fog cardstock. Now I think this is going to work out. I'm just going to trim this so these are flat. Okay, and anything overhanging I'm going to trim off with my scissors. And that will be my background. I'm going to take this, we're going to add some adhesive behind here, and I'm going to attach this to the front of my card base. And then I'm going to take my home panel, we're just going to add some adhesive behind here. And I will tack this down right in the middle. Now we're going to move along to step number 5, and that means it's time to embellish. I'm going to bring in some Spellbinders Color Essential Gems. This one is Spectrum AB, and we're just going to add a few. Now I'm going to go over my balloon, the string and all, with my glazing glue. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in some glitter. The glitter that I'm using is very old. Spellbinders doesn't carry this anymore. This is from Fun Snapper's Journey. It's actually called Sparkle Cuts. I know lots of companies have this iridescent, chunky kind of a glitter. It's different than Hero Art's Icicle. This has an iridescent tone to it. And I'm just going to add a little bit to the balloon here. I think I'm going to go over his party hat also. His party hat's just kind of blah. Let's add a little shine. I love doing this. When it dries, it just looks like little jewelry for your card. I'm going to tap this off over my garbage can. Before I call this card done, which it is technically done, but what I'm going to do is switch out this tag and this tag. So I'll die cut one more of these tags and one more of these, and I'm going to switch places. I think this green is competing with my grass, so I'm just going to switch out these places. You'll see that in the pictures. But that's my card for today. I thank you so much for joining me. I wish you a lovely day, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for sticking with me to the end. I have 2 more videos that you guys might be interested here. If you guys are new and like the content that you see, click that subscribe button and also the notification bell. That way for future videos, be notified. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It sure does help the channel. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.